feel so alive, alive, inside. I'm breaking through the haze to a brand new day, 'cause my heart has been refined. I feel so alive, alive, inside. I'm breaking through the haze to a brand new day, 'cause my heart has been refined. I feel so
Hello and welcome to Fit, Ready, Go, Weight Loss and Healthy Living. I'm one of your hosts, Steve Megatron, and co-hosting with me is my wife, Mary.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, the awkward starts are always fun. So yes, it's after Christmas. It's before New Year's. We ate like garbage, which is to be expected.
Well, too much fudge, which that we didn't need to make, but then our 3-year-old insisted that Santa had to have chocolate chip cookies and sugar cookies. So, well, after I had to make a batch of each of those, but hey, whatever.
So yeah, we had to eat those.
Had to, no. I did give some to my parents. They were in the hospital. Well, my dad was in the hospital, so I gave some to them so that they could have something there. And so I got a few of them out of the house and gave a few to my brother. But
So yeah, we had that, and then we had the stuff that was given to us too, and unfortunately ate a lot of that too. Although it's all pretty much down to nothing. I mean, other than
I made them take it to work and get it out of the house.
So yeah, I took it to work, and it's met its end by people coming up and eating it, and it's going to meet the rest of its end tomorrow in the trash can because I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
So, in an effort to kind of get around to the point in hand,
Which we've had this plan for about 2.5 months.
should we wait and reveal that after we talk about the show? Or should we talk about that before?
Well, we kind of already mentioned it.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I throw little splinters in at the beginning
whichever
sometimes.
way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll make you wait. So we watched this documentary. Now, mind you, I'm not one for documentaries. They normally bore me, but this was actually halfway decent of a documentary because it's about food.
Forks over knives.
Came out in 2011. It's an hour and 36-minute documentary. You can view it currently on Amazon and Netflix. It's basically examines the profound claim that most, if not all, of the degenerative diseases that afflict us can be controlled or even reversed by rejecting our present menu of animal-based and processed foods.
And to start out, this is us saying we don't fully believe that. I do believe that animals were put on this earth. God put them here for us to eat and to use for clothing, different things. But at the same time, we have turned our meat, actually our meat and our plants are so... we produce them now. They're not natural anymore.
Well, some of it's natural, but they inflict so many chemicals into all of them to promote healthier growth and fast growth and all these hormones that are not natural to the original organism, or things that, like pesticides and stuff like that, to preservatives, basically.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those that buys the grass-fed only beef and all that because, one, it's probably a lie. And two, it's a lot more expensive to do that. So, and I don't really know if it makes a difference. Society definitely has gone crazy, just like with all the gluten-free, which I do know there are people out there that have gluten allergies and stuff. So don't get me wrong there, but the hype has kind of gone overboard with that, but we won't even go into that right now. But so we kind of wanted to review some of the video and kind of what our views are and maybe some things that we have found. And one of them is a case study that was done by
There's a website. It's rawfoodsos.com. Guy did a review on it.
I'll make Steve link it.
Yeah, because that's my
It's
job.
a very, very long review.
He did go
we
very
kind of skimmed it, not fully read it.
Yeah,
but,
he did go very in depth with everything and kind of dissected the entire documentary.
which he's on both sides. But before I decide to go on about my side, we'll do some of his review stuff. For one, there was a case study done on proteins on rats, and there was two. One group was fed 20% casein, and the other was 5% casein, which is protein in animal-based foods. And it's actually kind of funny because in the study, now the video says this, but how do they put it?
It says that they were testing the effect of protein on the development of liver cancer. They used two different levels of protein. They used 20% of total calories in one and then 5% in the other. It says 20% turned on cancer, 5% turned it off. However, they also say in the same little snippet of the paper, because it says the paper is the effect of dietary protein on carcinogenics of aflatoxin, and it's.
But this part was left out of the movie.
It was in the movie, but this actual image is in the movie, but they highlighted they confused you because they put
20%.
The 20% casein and 5% casein in red, so that your eyes automatically stick to that and skim over the rest of the information. So you're just listening and then you're zoning in on the words. But this guy says basically don't get distracted by the red letters. What we're interested in is the sentence near the bottom, which the film's producers apparently didn't notice, saying, in all, 30 rats of the high-protein diet and 12 on the low-protein diet survived for more than a year.
So in other words, the ones that got more of the animal-based protein, they actually, more of them survived. 30 of them survived, whereas only 12 of the lower protein diet survived. And not eating meat is very hard for me because all of my weight loss has been from high protein. I mean, protein keeps us full longer. Protein, I don't know, it just helps with our metabolism. It helps with our muscle growth, all of that. Not that you can't get protein from plant-based, because you definitely can. But at the same time, meat, it does have a large source. Where I really come in is I believe our diet, we do eat too much meat anymore. I mean, who needs... I can't stand it. Steve here likes it. Like, I'm not a red meat. I'm not a we don't eat a lot of meat here anyways. For one,
we're broke, so we don't buy like big amount of meat. So
well, when something calls for a pound of meat, I probably put a quarter pound of meat in, maybe a half if, or splurging or something, but I don't put as much meat because if we don't, and then on top of that, I buy ground turkey, I buy turkey or chicken, So I do the leaner meats.
You even get turkey bacon and turkey pepperoni and
which pepperoni is just bad for you all around, but
it's so delicious.
A little bit better. But so we don't do a ton of meat in the house, but at the same time, every meal does have meat in it. Besides breakfast, that sometimes doesn't. I mean, you only have eggs in it. But I have a protein, some type of starch or whatever, and then a vegetable. That's our meals, a nice balance. Where I do believe society has come in is we do eat too much meat. Maybe we don't need as much.
We also eat too much greasy and processed foods,
that's
which is
where
the majority
I think more has come in, is all the sugar. I mean, think about it. If you dip anything in ketchup is filled with sugar.
Anything you eat is covered with sugar and salt. And between the two too much of it is not good for you. And then getting into, a little bit of that, that again ties into the fast food stuff we were talking about last week, or last episode, last week. And how, you get, that's why they don't do the super sizes anymore. They don't do, that more mentality is kind of what's screwed everybody up, because everybody was fine getting like the less is more kind of thing, and now everybody's like, I need more.
Well, for instance, our favorite place to eat is called Italian Garden. It's they have like 4 restaurants around here. It's great. I will go in and they give you unlimited bread and salad, and then you have your meal. I actually get 3 meals out of that meal because it is so large. And I do like that for the sense of I know how to control myself and make sure I get multiple meals out of it, because if I'm paying $10 or like $12 for my plate of food, then I want more than 1 meal out of it. Whereas Steve swears, he's like, I have to empty this plate. Whereas if that's
it's so
where
good though, because
but that's where the problem comes in America. Everybody thinks they need to finish that plate. Actually, the best thing to do is get that to-go box when you order the food, or set a part aside and say, okay, this is what I'm going to eat, and that's it. And that's really what I do. I always get 3 meals out of it, my Italian Garden, always.
I will say, usually when I go, I'm a pig because I really like the sauce. So, like, it's hard for me to say no. But it's sweet, too, so I'm sure it's loaded with sugar. I don't get meat in mine. I just get the tomato sauce. I don't get meat. I don't get cheese. I get the little bit of sprinkled cheese they put on the top. But, other than that, I don't really get all that much. But I do eat usually almost a bread to myself, and then there's the salad too. So between all of it, it's not really that great for you. But it's she does split her meals multiple times though, and I don't, because I don't like taking food home.
What else in the study? It's such a long study. It's very hard to determine what we should even.
It says that one of the beliefs that the guy says that it's all of the dislike of animal products aside, he says forks over knives highlights something that he strongly believes in, and it's the power of the diet and lifestyle to trump the illness. Basically, using your diet, as your medicine over, which he says I can get on board with that, using your food over medicine, because it makes sense. If you eat better stuff, you'll be healthier. If you eat junk, you're going to need drugs to take care of it.
Well, yeah, because our bodies, they live off of what we eat. So if we put in sugar or all this process that our bodies really, it doesn't know how to break them down. So we store them as fat or all the other issues that can have, and that's why there's so much diabetes and all the other illnesses that there are out there because of what we're putting into our bodies. So we need to go back. What we honestly all need to do is we all need to own our own land, and we need to farm our own animals and farm our own land, and that's what we really need. But let's get for real, we're not going to do that. So we have to really watch what we're putting in our bodies, and the best way partly to do that is to make sure all of that processed is not in the house, all that sugar, and it does take a little bit more time to prepare, but
so roundabout way of bringing this in, that thing that we had planned, which is going to be a month-long torture for me.
We are going vegetarian January 1st for a month, and we are going to be doing a 4-week segment, so we will be on here every week. With the holidays, we definitely slacked off, and we've been kind of distracted with some other things, but we will be on here. And actually, Steve told me, I'm going to say this here, so now you have to do it.
Well, I've said things on my podcast, too, though, before, and I've never followed through with it.
No, he's going to follow through. He wants to actually, even if he doesn't do it every day, he's going to do a quick video podcast complaining about vegetarian. So
So basically what I'm going to do is, and this is kind of, I was thinking this, I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, and I've been watching people do like vlog diary type things of, just, I've watched people doing it leading up to Christmas or just ones in general. And I was like, this wouldn't really be that bad of an idea to kind of wrap it around something that's going on in life that might be something somebody else is doing or looking to do. And, basically it would be like a vlog of every day starting January 1st through January 31st and then to February 1st, because obviously you're going to need that one day to kind of, go over. But for the most part, I'm going to try and do it every day. The weekend, it might be just once the weekend or something, but I'm not really sure.
I'll probably be on it with him some of the time.
Yeah, and so we'll end up sitting in the office, and you'll get a shot of my ugly mug, and
I can't be, man, I wear my robe. Nobody wants to see me in my robe and my pajamas.
I just talked about that in the Geekcast Radio year-end show. I was like, the real reason I don't do videos very much is because I'm usually wearing my robe, but I don't feel like changing.
Our house is cold.
Our house is cold. The office is in the basement. Underneath the floor is concrete. So it's, it's like a sub-level type thing. So the idea was every day doing a vlog, even if it's like a couple minutes long, showcasing what we ate that particular day, what I did or did not like about it, what I would much rather be eating at that point, because I'm sure that's going to come up. Because I'm not... I'm doing it for the sake of science, but I'm doing it like for the scientific method of like,
Partly that, and he's partly doing it because when we had first seen it and stuff, I'm not the only one. He keeps throwing me under the bus like it was all me. And don't get me wrong, I wanted to do it, but it was not all me. It was something we had talked about. It's just that it's almost here. He's all of a sudden, it was all your idea, and I had nothing to do with it. So,
I'm not a big one for going without meat, and I didn't realize like how much I like meat until like I've had to watch it disappear slowly over the last week as we've been eating it because like I eat sandwiches for lunch, and then I eat that or a hot dog or something, which neither is good for you, and then and then I eat meat with all my dinners. So like to substitute that for something else is, although there are vegetarian alternatives.
Which we will go into that in another podcast. All that after we've tried a little bit more. We have definitely tried some vegetarian meals. One friend, actually, they're vegetarian vegan, and every time we walk in the house,
every time we go over there,
something in Steve's mouth.
Yeah, every time we go over there, I want to like run away from Mary. And
it's not normally bad either.
Not normally. There's a couple things I wasn't all too keen about when we were sitting there, but like I didn't eat much of it.
Cheeseless cheese that tastes just like cheese.
It does not taste just like cheese.
It
tastes pretty close, but it's still not like creamy like cheese.
It's like nacho cheese dip. That's exactly what it's like. It's not supposed to be a chunk of cheese. Anyways.
You know what I mean. It's not that wholesome, nasty ragu stuff.
Whatever, it's all in his head.
Whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much salt. That's what it boils down to.
I know. Well, the ragu stuff
is just nothing but salt.
It's tasty, but it's not good for you at all. Like, if you read any of the stuff on it, it's horrible for you, and we normally... Yeah, me, anyway. Yeah, I like to eat it.
But yeah, so we're going to kind of judge how we feel different, and honestly, my goal out of this is not to become a vegetarian. I don't believe I'll be vegetarian after this, but we may, if it goes well and we are feeling better, we may maybe only eat 2 of our dinners with meat a week and eliminate it maybe from our lunches. I mean, we really don't do meat for breakfast very often at all, so that's not an issue at all. We will still be doing eggs. We will still be doing dairy products.
It's vegetarian, not vegan. So
yeah, so we will not be doing the fish side. Like, I know there's some vegetarians that still eat fish, and for this month, for for the sake of doing it, we're not going to be doing any type of fish either. So, but we have, believe me, I have plenty of recipes planned out. There's actually tons of recipes on my site. I will be adding more and more throughout the month. There's one for sure. I haven't added a soup that I've made quite a few times that actually is really good. I just haven't added it yet. It's a beef stew, kind of.
Beef stew,
Vegetarian.
sans beef.
You like it. Whatever.
I'm not
He
saying
likes
I'm not saying
it.
it's bad. I was saying it's
Oh.
beef stew minus beef.
Well, but it has the TVP in it, so there's still...
Which we can't tell you what that means. Google it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we will be doing it, and we will keep the, I don't know, progress. Hey, where is our question? Steve has our little, he doesn't have he doesn't have us a question. So.
I don't have a question because yeah.
Because nobody
Why are we doing
answers
this?
Answers this
Well,
anyway.
some people answer, but
I have like 3 people listen to this show. So, hey, 3 listeners, thank you very much for that. I know I'm a newer show.
Oh, stop it. It took me 6 years to get All Things Transformers to get as many hits as that's gotten. That's actually our number 3 show on the network.
But that's Transformers. A lot more people care about fitness.
You know, well, I was going to say that. A lot more people care about fitness.
But nobody wants to listen to it. Because they all want to sit on their couch eating potato chips. But they pretend like they want to be healthy and they want to be skinny, but they won't get off their butts. So
that's some people. Some people actually do have the get up and go like you. I'm lazy. I full-heartedly admit it. I don't want to get up early. I don't want to do any physical labor. I'm perfectly fine sitting on rear. But
I get up
that's
at
why I gotta eat
4:30
better.
to go to my gym.
That's...
Actually, honestly, I love working out. I don't mind working out. It's the nutrition side of it that I mess up on. If I've seen the thing that says I don't need a personal trainer. I need somebody to follow me around, knock the unhealthy foods out of my hand. I've seen that posted on Facebook and stuff. That is true. Like, I love working out. I don't have that problem. I just I don't like to eat. I like sugar too much. So I'm kind of doing a sugar detox during this because obviously with the holidays I ate way too much sugar, so I really need to get myself back off that addiction because that is truly an addiction because I know the more sugar I eat, the more I want it. So there's no question about it. It's an addiction. I've done sugar detoxes in the past. I don't know if I'll be doing a full detox for the fact I'm already doing the no meat and stuff, so I don't want to push myself to the point that I'm not going to succeed. But I'm definitely taking a lot of the sugar out, and so.
You talking about wanting somebody to chase you around and knock the unhealthy food out of your hands reminds me of an old Saturday Night Live digital short a couple years ago that came out, and they had it was funny because every time somebody went to go take a bite of something, and it was pretty much unhealthy food 99% of the time in the clip, they got punched in the face, so they dropped the food. I find it funny because I remember it, but I'll show you later. Way to go, spooky cat. So, yeah, I'd be curious to hear if anybody else is willing to try this challenge, or even if it's temporary. Like for a week or so. Yeah,
even if you do it for a week. There are plenty of recipes. I've tried so many, and like the broccoli cheddar soup I have on there. Every single person I've had try it loves it. I have a friend that her husband actually was planning after they came here to eat it. He was ready to go to fast food afterwards. He informed her that they would be picking up food afterwards, and actually ended up enjoying it. And she's made it a couple times at least since they've been home because she likes it so much. And it's completely vegan. There's no dairy in it. It's all vegetables, and then almonds or pecans or whatever you want to use. But cashews, that's what I put in it. It's either cashews or almonds. The friend that gave me the recipe, her son's allergic to cashews, so she kind of has to use almonds. The cashews give it a better creamy flavor. I have tried it with both, and I do like it better with the cashews. But
the cashews.
You need to be quiet.
I'm messing with you.
But yeah, so check out some of the recipes. I will be adding more. Not every one of those recipes are healthy. I kind of threw on all the vegetarian recipes I'm thinking about trying. Most of them are healthier ones, but some of them, just watch. If they're loaded with cheese or oils, and it's not very healthy, and I need to get those off my site actually. But I'm just too busy with the kids. I haven't gotten them off, and I have to put them in a different file, and yeah, whatever. So, but I guess that's about it.
Yeah, so if you have any health questions or anything you'd like answered in the meantime, you can get a hold of Mary by emailing mary@fitreadygo.com. You can tweet her at fitready87. You can find her on Facebook by searching fitreadygo. You can get hold of myself on Twitter at scp21. So I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So see you in 2016 when we start the challenge.
Bye-bye.
Got to shake, shake, shake. Like you change, change, change. You are shake. You look so good on you. So shake like you've been changed. Come on, shake, shake, shake. Like you change, change, change. You look so good on you. So shake like you've been changed. Come on, shake, shake, shake like you shake, 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 shake like you shake. Great God Almighty done change me. Great God Almighty, He done change me.